Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. We're live with your daily news update, and predominantly what we're going to discuss today is updates, if that's what you want to call them, around the Virgil van Dijk and the Philippe Coutinho stuff that we discussed yesterday in two separate news shows because, you know, the world moves, the earth turns, and we never stop working at Redmen TV HQ. A few things, I wouldn't say it's moved on, but what I'd say is some of this stuff tempers expectation, and other stuff allays a few fears, and some of it is some absolute bollocks that Graham Souness has spoken. So let's get through it in order. The Virgil van Dijk stuff. So obviously yesterday we were here and we were talking about the fact that he submitted a transfer request to Southampton with a very long and eloquently worded open letter, presumably talking about how he'd been mistreated, yada yada. All got dead excited. The prospect of Liverpool now. The South see this summer situation. Thanks very much to Ben, by the way, for putting this through. Is this verbatim from somewhere? Is this, have you written this?
Verbatim. As in literally copied and pasted from.
Copied and pasted. You listen. This is the list. What we've got. We bring. So there's some interesting. He said the Echo claiming that following the illegal approach earlier this summer, and because the apology in public withdrawn our interest, we'll only submit an offer if Southampton show that they're willing to sell him. Chris and I have done the latest podcast, which should be out, if not now, but shortly, and early this evening, if nothing else.
Bad lag, apparently.
This video?
Yep.
Bad lag.
Internet.
We've got bad lag. Are you plugged in?
Yep.
Gutted. Anyway, I'm going to press on. So the problem that Liverpool have there, it doesn't change anything per se. It just means that Virgil van Dijk is doing everything in his power to make it a reality. It will ultimately boil down to whether Southampton are prepared to accept an offer from Liverpool, and that will depend on how well Liverpool have worked to build or rebuild the bridges between the two clubs since the public apology and all the issues that happened at the start of the summer. So anyone expecting this deal to get done sharpish as a result, I would hold your horses on a little bit. This one, I think this one's probably got another couple of twists and turns, and if it went all the way to the wire, that would seem much more likely given the circumstances, but more as and when we know it, of course. On the Phil Coutinho stuff, actually, before we move on, the Southampton are apparently being linked with Ben Gibson, which would suggest that they are already in the market for replacements, and maybe that might be one of the twists, that if Southampton are able to sort something out, then and only then would they sell Van Dijk, which makes perfect sense, to be perfectly honest. Jamie Carragher was talking on a new debate show, I think on Sky Sports, that I don't think many people watch, but I'm sure it was great. And he said the thing with Coutinho is that he'll want to go. Well, I mean, he said this, but in a higher pitched and faster voice. I think Liverpool will have him and he will stay, but I think they will have him for 12 months. I do not think there's any way Liverpool will sell him. Not a chance. What's the point of Jurgen Klopp or the owners being at Liverpool if you're going to sell your best players? You are there to be successful. Klopp is not there to just be in the top four. And again, echoing a lot of what we've said on a number of shows recently, I don't think Liverpool will sell Phil Coutinho. I think a lot of it is scaremongering, and one piece of scaremongering. Well, there's some nonsense in the Metro yesterday, but the Duncan Castles is a massive. No, I don't want to say it's libelous. I won't say anything libelous, but he may or may not be a massive knobhead. That's all I'll say. He may or may not be. I don't know. I don't know him personally. All I'll say is that if a massive knobhead wrote some of the things that he has written, that would be very much in character with someone who is a massive knobhead. So he's talked about he's talked about Coutinho upsetting things at training and his training protest or whatever. It's on Yahoo and it's phrased so it is dead clickbaity, and it's so much scaremongering. He said that Phil Coutinho was having like a training protest, as it were, that he's had conversations with Klopp, and he's told Klopp that he wants to leave, and he's annoyed at how Liverpool have handled him this pre-season. Look, randomly enough, I was looking on the code of conduct for journalists earlier today, and there is a general consensus that if you want to be a proper journalist, then things have to be sourced. So there's probably a suggestion that he will, something will. I guess this will be sourced in some regards. I don't think it's any secret that Phil Coutinho wants to leave. Let me rephrase that. It's no secret that he would like to play for Barcelona. What I don't think is true is that he wants to leave Liverpool in that same regard. Now, he would want to leave Liverpool to get a move to Barcelona. I think that's clear. But what I mean is, I don't think he has a problem playing for Liverpool. I don't think he's the kind of player who would agitate for a move. And anything that you're reading around this, particularly that article from the aforementioned man who sounds like multiple large archaic brick buildings, is just, to me anyway, and this is just my opinion, it feels like, again, scaremongering bollocks from a massive knobhead. Listen, and sometimes you can smell your own. As a massive knobhead myself, I can often tell when other people are. So I wouldn't worry too much about this, but I suspect we'll see a lot of this because think of it, a lot of pressure's coming from the Barcelona end of things. Now, Guillem Balaguer's written some very, very interesting stuff on this. I would check his Twitter feed out because he basically says along the lines of, look, and in fact, Kaveh Solekol, the Sky guy who's been everywhere this summer, similarly said things. Liverpool are surprised at this notion that apparently Barca are coming over for talks. So that's apparently total bollocks. Again, Liverpool not interested in selling. There's no need to sell. There's no release clause. And, particularly in a window where we've seen other clubs playing hardball and something very firm, Naby Keita being the perfect example of this, it would be, I just can't see it happening, if I'm perfectly honest, for Liverpool, despite the fear-mongering that's happening in certain other places. Graham Souness disagrees with Jamie Carragher, by the way, and saying, I don't think you can keep him. The chance to play for the team that would suit his style of play, I don't think he can say no to it, as hard as that is for Liverpool to accept. This is the same man who signed this Van Cosbe, Nicky Tanner and Torben Peacock for Liverpool. So, Graham Souness. Leave your thoughts on any of this stuff in the comments and we'll get to it momentarily. Which should be interesting. But yeah, and another little piece of news. Juventus CEO Giuseppe Marotta has admitted it's unlikely it will sign Emre Can this summer. There are still suggestions that Emre Can's looking to leave Liverpool, and Klopp said last month that all parties feel good and confident that Can will stay in a great deal. And Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain dropped a major hint at a move to Liverpool after he liked an Instagram post suggesting that he was headed for a £28 million, blah, blah, blah. Super chat. Thank you very much, Sam Beck. F. Coutinho if he wants to go. By the way, Tolossi lick dick. Keep up the great work, boys. Come on, the Reds. I don't know who Tolossi is, but if that's what you're into, by all means, go for it. Here's the thing. What we should all be very careful about doing is getting into this mindset of, if Coutinho wants to go, then no. Let's stop. Let's all not do this. This is what Arsenal fans do, is they are turned against their best players. They start saying things like, well, no player's bigger than the club. Fuck him. If he wants to go and play somewhere else, then he can. Yeah, you know what? No. If you're going to say fuck Phil Coutinho, I'd say fucking shut up. You're still playing for Liverpool and you will do for at least the next year. Rather than get lost. Let's not spit the dummy out. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's an expression, right? Yeah, let's get to some comments then. Raymond Kenny says, my mate Paul, legend. Oh, there's someone called Paul, presumably in the comments. If Phil leaves, there will be riots on the streets of Liverpool, says LFC Lalana 99. I think Jamie Carragher said something very similar as well. And there won't be riots on the streets of Liverpool, but there will be a lot of pissed off fans. And I think a lot of the people who are annoyed with the owners already, and I think you can see by the number of followers that people have and how much following these kind of movements genuinely have on social media and stuff tells you how there's still a very, very small thing. It's a very, very small minority of Liverpool fans who are massively against Liverpool's ownership. I would expect that to swing massively if Liverpool were to do something as stupid as to sell Phil Coutinho in a summer where you still might not get Van Dijk and you've not got Keita, and then you're left with a situation where you've got 2 or 3 weeks left with potentially like 250 million quid burning a hole in your pocket. I just don't think Liverpool would have the ability to pull something out of their arse that would justify anything there. Si, have you found anything interesting?
We've got quite a controversial view by Coutinho leaving from everywhere.
That's a very positive, negative sense of look. I don't think Phil Coutinho is absolutely pivotal to the way we play, but I think he will be the way that we've changed the and the stuff. I think he'll be absolutely Coutinho a class yet. And same way that like losing Sterling, okay, we'd have been a much better side for keeping Raheem Sterling, let's be clear. But it wasn't like losing Suarez. It wasn't like losing Torres to some extent. He's not integral, but it's just PR feeling wise, and ultimately, yet again, the idea of selling another really good player before he's absolutely hit his peak. You said Liverpool should be playing players into the peak years and then decide when they go big money and then sit back and laugh when they're just not as good after the fact. Si?
Yeah, we're lagging a bit again, apparently.
Devastating.
Daniel Tacon, Saints will keep Van Dijk for as long as possible. They will need a replacement first, and they will want him to join us in as poor condition as possible, fitness-wise.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. There's someone, and I apologise, I've lost it in here.
Was it like Gail wannabe Shaq?
Red Zabby need VVD done and then move on to bolster squad with more signings. I'm perfectly honest. That given the current what you promised, but thanks. Dead sorry. Here we go.
Which was £10.
Sleeping on the Danny Rose. That's not going to happen. But yeah, he's a good player. Unlike Redmen, I'd rather just go out and buy a young lad with bags of pace who can play on the wings, and then maybe buy like go and make sure you get Oxlade-Chamberlain. Go and buy a more senior guy to play in the attacking centre mid roles, because if you lose Coutinho and you've got no Adam Lallana through injury, there's a major link player between midfield and attack missing there, and I don't think that would be a Mahrez if I'm perfectly honest there. But thank you very much, Ozzy, for your comment. As ever, if people want to super chat, you can super chat because it's a thing.
Aaron J thinks that if we do sign Van Dijk, we'll have the best centre back partnership in the league.
To be maybe, yeah, I think certainly on paper. I think, and I've been interested in people's thoughts as a front in the Premier League. Of lack of money, maybe for me, and it's just for me, I would be shocked to see Phil Coutinho leave Liverpool this summer, and I would be surprised if we didn't buy at least one more player. But you know what it boils down to is ultimately this, and Jurgen Klopp saying it, and he said it right, and I agree, is that there's just genuinely no point of buying players if they don't absolutely improve your first 11, because we've got plenty of players. I think we've got enough players because of the quality of a lot of the young players and taking a step up. I think we've got enough players just about. I think we'll be stretched at times this season. I do, but I see no sense in buying a bunch of. Let's put it this way. Look at, I hate using them as an example, but Liverpool go out and buy Davy Klaassen, Sandro Ramirez, and Luckman or whatever. I would rather see Kent, Trent, Grujic, and Solanke get games, and some of those players might be a bit better. But I just rather see the younger players at Liverpool get a game. That's just me, and I'm just not as arsed by all this stuff as anyone else. So give me one more comment.
We've just had a super chat.
Ooh.
Liam Gallagher, the man himself.
Go ahead.
He'd give us a couple of quid actually. His first one said Liverpool need a striker. Firmino is attack on mid, not a striker. And Liam Gallagher also
disagree. Carry on.
We need a striker and VVD and Keita, then we win the league.
Well, we're not signing Keita, so don't worry about that. We do need Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk would improve what we've got. And I don't think we need a striker. I think unless someone amazing was there that totally fitted what we did, I just don't think it's as necessary as people think. I think Roberto Firmino, who scored 12 in all competitions last season, and I said this before, despite playing half his games from left wing, literally 50% of his games for Liverpool last season were played from the left wing. if he plays central more this season, he will score more goals. And as we've seen in pre-season, if he took penalties as well, I think he'll be fine. If Roberto Firmino had 5 more goals last season, if he finished the season on 17 goals or 18 goals, I don't think people would be anywhere near as bothered. And I think if you can get Mane, Salah and Firmino to score between 15 and 20, I just don't see it as much of an issue. And then if you're looking for goals elsewhere, then fucking groovy. Happy times. But thanks very much for the super chats. Thanks for everyone who's super chats. Thanks for everyone who's commented in general. Go and check out the rest of Redmen TV content. Some amazing stuff going on. If you watch this live and you've had some issues with it, you'll be able to watch this after the fact, where there should be a slightly better quality version on the YouTube channel. Check out the redmentv.com. We've got the final word. We have got the podcast video version. There is a live show from Berlin that we did in front of the best part of 200 people, which is amazing. There's going to be a documentary of the German tour coming up. There's going to be a season preview as well. And there's going to be the Reds transfer roundup going up. Amazing content. £5 a month. It is a belter. Get involved. Support the Redmen TV. We hope to see you there. I'm back with more news. Chris Shabir. Chris, remember him? Tomorrow, news, get involved. Cheers.